Hi, today let's have a look on this ITT indicator. This instrument permits the measurement of the gas temperature at the input of the high pressure turbine. So the scale ranges from 200 degrees up to 1200 degrees. On this instrument there is a digital display, so we can see it on the bottom of the scale here, and there is an analog display using a pointer. This instrument was manufactured by Sextant Avionics. This brand doesn't exist anymore, and now the brand is Thales AVS France, I think. So this is why you can find this instrument also manufactured by Thales. It was verified in 2000, so this is not a very old instrument. And you can see also on the sticker, so this was manufactured in 1999. Okay, so there is a seal here. There are several little screws, very small ones. So normally the input of that thing is a thermocouple, a type K. The couple is chromel and alumel. So I think that there are several thermocouples in parallel normally. So let's open this thing. So first we will do a teardown. We will try to understand how this thing works. It is always interesting to see the cold junction compensation, because when you connect the thermocouple, I have one here. So you have the two different alloys. So you can see the different colors. So when you connect this thermocouple to the rear connector is made with copper pins. So you create another junction which is called the cold junction. So this creates an unwanted voltage. So you need to compensate this. So for the compensation you need to know the temperature of the cold junction. But it is difficult to measure the temperature of the pins here. So first let's open this thing. Okay. Okay, this thing is very nice. So this is a dual board construction. The main interesting thing is here, on that side. So you can see this strange wire in red here. This wire is rigid actually. So this part is probably the cold junction compensation. Okay, so I think, yes, you can see that we have actually, yes, we have two red wires. So the first one is soldered to one pin of the rear connector, it seems, and this wire is soldered to that board, and you have the same red wire which is soldered to that pin, and the red wire is soldered closed to this IC. So this wire is probably a Constantan wire, not copper but Constantan. When a Constantan wire is in contact with copper, it is actually a T thermocouple, and the T thermocouple has the same voltage than the K thermocouple, approximately 40 microvolts per degree. So this is probably a cold junction compensation. So on the red wire we have actually the voltage which is compensated by the junction here of the Constantan and the copper. So this voltage is transmitted through this pass-through capacitor here. This is a short circuit. And there is a second Constantan wire. I don't know if I pronounce correctly Constantan, it is difficult to pronounce. So this wire is connected, as you can see, to the input of this IC. And this IC, I think, is the cold junction compensation. So the temperature is measured inside, and this permits to compensate the junction here. Actually, the thermocouple junction, which is made by the contact between the Constantan and the copper. So let's have a look on the datasheet of this thing. It is an LT1025. Okay, so we can see that effectively this part is a cold junction compensator. So this is a typical a schematic diagram of that thing. So the thermocouple is connected between one output of this part. This part generates a small voltage depending on the temperature, which is measured inside. The second side of the thermocouple is connected to an amplifier. Okay, so we can see that there are several outputs depending on the thermocouple. So we can see that effectively the K thermocouple and the T thermocouple has the same voltage, approximately 40 microvolts per degree. So we have the pin out here. So the K thermocouple or T thermocouple should be connected to pin 7, and effectively we can see that the red wire here is connected to pin 7. So this is effectively a K thermocouple, but the junction which is compensated is a T thermocouple actually, because it is the contact between the constantan here and the copper. So the junction here should be very close to the part. So I don't know if it is a common practice, but this kind of thing permits actually to move the cold junction from the rear connector to a point which is closed to the compensator. And the other side of the thermocouple should be connected to the amplifier, which is, I think, this one. So this is the classic zero drift op-amp LTC 1050. So we can see we have two resistors here and a trimmer. So this permits probably to set the gain, which should be 100 or something like that. Yes, we can see that we have a resistor of 200 kilo ohms here, and another one with 1K something. I cannot see clearly. 1K 87. So there is a gain of approximately 100. At full scale, we should have a voltage of 40 millivolts approximately. It is not linear, but it is something like that in the order of magnitude. So after amplification by 100, we should have a voltage close to 4 volts, full scale. So you can see also that we have this part. So this part is ISO something 12122. So this seems to be an isolated amplifier because of the name. There is a galvanic isolation between the thermocouple circuit and the rest of the circuit. It is an ISO 122. Okay, so this is effectively a plus. This is a plus or minus 10 volts input isolated amplifier, a precision amplifier. Bipolar operation and a non-linearity maximum of 0.02%. Okay, so this seems to be a DC-DC converter. Okay, so let's start with this side of this board. So we have here two regulators. So this is the switch and mode power supply actually. You can see the coils here, capacitors. Let's see the pointer. Okay, so this is not a motor. It is possible to rotate the shaft with my finger. So this is actually a torquer. You can see that there are 5 wires, so there is also a feedback potentiometer inside that thing. And we can see, so this is probably the output stage for the torquer. So we can see 2 tracks here in between these 2 transistors. So this is the push-pull output. So there is a servo control actually, so this is maybe created by an op-amp, maybe this one. We should find the voltage reference somewhere, but I don't know. Yeah, so this is the 2N2222. Maybe this one here. So I cannot see. TO92 part. And this is maybe a voltage reference, because we need a voltage reference for the power supply of the potentiometer for the feedback. So we have here an OP 497. So this is a quad op-amp. There is an analog multiplexer 4052. This is a dual 1 to 4 analog multiplexer. There is a classic 7106, a few op-amps, also another OP 497, and there are 2 OP 270. I cannot see. Yes, so this is a dual low noise op-amp, I think. And there is also a MOSFET here. So this permits to drive something, I don't know. So I don't know if a reverse engineering is required. We just need to find the power supply input, because the thermocouple we have one connection, which is this red wire in constantan. The second one should be connected to the input of this op-amp, normally pin 3, so we can check if there is a continuity between pin 3 and one pin of the rear connector. Okay, so I have found effectively a continuity between pin 3 and one pin. So one pin is this one, so I think that the second pin is closed to this one, so the second is a red wire. Okay, it is just that pin, so the thermocouple should be connected between these two pins here. So we just need to find the power supply, but we can see that we have a board here, so this board is obviously a filter board. So we have two coils, so one should be connected to the negative input and the second one to the positive, and you can see that we have also two capacitors. They should be connected maybe to the ground of that thing, to the mechanical ground. Yes, it is the case. So normally we should have one input of the power supply connected to that coil. Yes, it is this pin. Okay, the second one is here. So effectively, the power supply is connected to this coil. So this was obvious anyway. So now we just need to find the polarity. So sometimes there is a protective diode. So we can see that there are several diodes on that board. So these are probably TVS diodes. There are a lot of diodes here. We have 5 on that side, 4 on that side. Okay, so we can see that there is a diode here close to this capacitor. The anode of this diode, this point here, is connected to one of these coils. So this is obviously the positive power supply input. Okay, so this is the coil on the bottom, and this one here, and the second one is connected actually to the negative side of this capacitor. Okay, so I think we can apply a positive voltage. Check, so this is the bottom side. Okay, so the positive side corresponds to this coil, and the negative side to the other coil. Okay, so the positive is here, and the negative here. So I will apply a voltage of 28 volts to that thing, and I will connect a thermocouple, and we will see what will happen. Okay, so I have connected the thermocouple. So first I have soldered 2 female pins on the thermocouple wires here. So it is important that the temperature of the junction, because the cold junction is here actually, but it is important that the temperature of these 2 pins is identical to the temperature on the other side where the constantan wire is connected here. And I have connected also the power supply here, so I don't know the purpose of the other pins. Okay, so let's try to supply that thing. I will limit the current maybe to 100 milliamps to start with something. Voltage of 20 volts, for example. Okay, so I'm going to turn on the power supply. And there is nothing. The current is maybe more than 100 milliamps, probably. So we'll increase the current to 500 milliamps, 20 volts. Now the voltage is 6 volts. So I think there is something wrong.